All right, come on. Well, it says we're live.
It lies.
Yeah.
All right. If you would like to keep the air conditioner on because it's spring in Texas, why not? Donate here. Air conditioner, please.
It was heat last night.
Yeah, but about 9 o'clock this morning, we'd switch over to air conditioner.
Yeah.
Woo! It got warm with a
Yeah.
quickness. If you like coffee, King Harv's Imperial Coffees, www.kingharv.com. If you order from them, be sure you let them know that you heard about it from us. We like them. We want to continue supporting them. T-shirts. tinyurl.com Among the Leaves Tees. Friend of ours. Be sure that you let him know that you heard about it from us.
And on that note,
we have a box from New York Shook. And I know New York Shook, so this is going to be good.
Yeah. This was the box I was supposed to have brought on Tuesday.
Who sent this?
John Sage.
John Sage. Is John Sage on here?
Not yet.
Yep. You snooze, you lose, John.
But thank you very much.
Let's see here. Oh, we got 4. Even better. Let's see here. And to start out with, Zatar, yes. This is your classic table condiment. Basically, it goes in everything.
Yeah,
but it's leaves. It's leaves from the Zatar plant, which I think is related to oregano, but don't quote me on that. Probably a little sumac, which has a bright lemony flavor, and maybe some other stuff. Zatar leaves, sumac, and sesame seeds. I guess right. Let's see. Number 2.
They are real glass jars.
Yes, they are. Number 2, we start out with, it's more Zatar. And more Zatar.
Oh, I guess we only got one.
We just got Zatar.
Yeah.
Want to bet this is Zatar too.
Yeah.
And I was correct.
Yeah.
So, here's your.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, wait a minute. How come I only get one and you get 3?
Well, one's going to Cedar.
Yeah.
One's going to Dorothy.
Yeah.
And I'm hanging on to this one.
All right.
I would.
That is nice.
Right? I would give one to Jonna, but New York Shook. SHUK. Sierra Hotel Uniform Kilo. They're pronouncing it wrong, but they have a website. Yeah, New York Shook. They're actually apparently out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Premium Middle Eastern Spice Blend.
Yes, they've got their Ras Al Hanut's pretty good too.
We started out offline talking about fats.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the hipsters, the foodies, are about to discover, Jim was giggling about this, are about to discover the wonders of tallow, lard, and ghee.
And plain old butter.
Just plain old butter. Welcome to the party, but y'all are going to fuck it up. They're going to make beef tallow so expensive. They're going to do the beef tallow.
Yeah.
Because right now, beef tallow isn't that expensive. They're going to do the beef tallow what they did to brisket, which is just, for trash meat, is just plain stupid.
Get your freaking hands off our brisket.
Yeah, no kidding. And I'm here to tell you, that one magazine that declared Brooklyn was the home of
barbecue my dying ass.
Kansas City, South Carolina, and Texas would like to have words.
Specifically, Austin.
No kidding.
Franklin's.
Oh, well, Austin's good, but
Cooper's.
Cooper's is good. Austin's gotten ostentatious. Yeah. And Austin does have good barbecue, but you need to be careful.
Yeah.
It's also got some hipster foodie barbecue.
I'd either go to Franklin's if I could get in, or I'd go to County Line.
Ooh, County Line.
I actually like County Line.
I've been to County Line in ages.
Yeah. I like County Line because their appetizer plate will feed a family of 4.
Texas has Texas. We brag on Austin, we do, but honest to God, Texas has for Texas barbecue, and Texas barbecue is a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not denigrating Kansas City barbecue or South Carolina barbecue. All barbecue is good. All barbecue is good. I just prefer Texas barbecue. But you can find good barbecue just about. I mean, hell, Rafter J
Yeah.
is and Primes in Wichita.
Yeah.
Are world class to me, world class Texas barbecue. Stubbs in Lubbock
Yeah. Oh yeah.
before he packed up and moved to Austin was world class barbecue.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And it was till the day he died, sadly.
yeah. Good Texas barbecue. I mean, it's all over Austin, but it
Yeah.
can be found anywhere. It really can. And but one caveat: bad Texas barbecue can be anywhere, which is not an indictment on Texas barbecue, but Primes is
Heat does not make barbecue.
smoke makes barbecue.
Yeah. I remember going to Stubbs in Lubbock back in the 70s, or actually in the 60s, with my uncle one time, because we had come up through Nakona, and I got my first pair of Lucchese boots.
We went to Nakona a couple months ago. I guess he still got an outlet there.
Yeah. And it was odd because my uncle was looking for Nakona boots,
Mhm.
and they didn't have anything in his size he liked. So we ended up going from there over to Lubbock because he had a meeting with his bosses.
Mhm.
Because at the time he worked for Sun Oil. And we pulled into Mr. Stubbs' place, and I looked at my uncle and I went, "What is this?"
Shut up and eat.
He just grinned. He said, "You're going to like it." And I did. And then I found out later that they did music on the weekends.
Mhm.
And I was never able to get there for a weekend with music.
No. Well, with the caveat that Brooklyn barbecue is not barbecue because
Yeah.
they don't know what the hell they're doing. All barbecue is good. Meat on an open fire with somebody that has halfway knows what he's doing is good. The Brooklyn guys don't know what the hell. I've seen pictures. I won't eat it. I don't go to Brooklyn. I will not. But the first thing I did when Jim showed me the picture of Brooklyn barbecue, he said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Where the hell is the smoke ring?"
There was none.
There wasn't a smoke ring on the damn thing. How can you have barbecue brisket without a smoke ring?
Yeah, Rick, the Aussies do it a little differently in that they don't season it. It's just meat.
Meat can be seasoned by the smoke. You have
Yeah.
to be really careful doing so.
Yeah.
And if you're new here, if you're new to the great state of Texas, as long as you're not a commie, God bless you, do not, your first ever attempt at smoking a brisket, don't use nothing but mesquite.
Yes, please.
Mesquite chips soaked in water for mesquite barbecue. You want to use post oak
Yep.
for the smoke and add chips. Do not smoke your meat over in nothing but mesquite fire. Holy crap.
Because it will be strong.
Woo! Mesquite oils are distinctive.
Yeah.
And they got legs. They got legs.
But you always do it fat side down.
No, you don't. No. But
in other news,
and there's so much news going on out there.
Yes. Doug Collins smacked down a Military Times reporter yesterday, and it was just beautiful. For those of you that don't know or don't remember, there's Military Times, Defense Times, Army Times, Navy Times, Marine Times, probably Coast Guard Times.
Cedar, you're getting a jar of Zatar.
Yeah.
He sent 4. So Jim's getting one, you're getting one, Dorothy's getting one, and I'm keeping one.
I had to shame him into giving them to you. He was going to keep 3. But for those of you that were not in the military or don't remember, the Times was originally started in the 1940s by the U.S. Army. And it ended up getting spun off and sold out. And it was good up through the early to mid 70s. And then Gannett Publishing got a hold of it.
Ugh.
And that was when it started downfall.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Because it became an organization that played gotcha with rumors, interviews, and things like that. And it literally became counter-military, my opinion. Well, anyway, this reporter sat down with Doug Collins and said, well, there's a rumor that there are Doge employees in the VA. And he went, oh, wait a minute. Pulls out a piece of paper and said, you asked the VA, and we told you that it was a VA employee who was seconded to Doge. It's not a rumor. And she kept trying to get back around to the rumor. And finally, he just basically looked at her and said, when are you going to stop lying? When are you going to actually tell the truth? Will you commit to telling the truth? And she couldn't answer.
Of course she couldn't. He went off script, and she didn't have.
She did not know. Yeah,
I didn't have a prepared answer when you go off script. So, in other news, I decided to write a series of articles on SAPs.
Yes. First one is up. First two.
First two. Did the second one this morning. Yeah. To not much comment. I was a little shocked. The first one had some comment, including somebody who apparently doesn't believe that I had an aspartame fail on me. Sorry,
They're
dude.
Designed to fail.
That's why I put in the article, and he apparently doesn't believe him. Doesn't believe me. And I could be wrong. I don't. If I remember correctly, I heard it from. It was in the 90s. I don't remember who the hell I heard it from, but I was told by somebody that the slip joint, the end of the rod, where the inside rod slides out, is forged so that it will bend and give way at a certain. But I could be wrong. But it has nothing to do with the fact that I was doing an article on SAPs.
If I remember correctly, it was literally so that it could not be quote unquote used in a lethal manner.
Correct.
Whereas a good old hickory stick, on the other hand.
Raptor, do you remember the XIT Ranch Rodeo and Reunion? Because she asked a question about it. Do you remember that? Most people do. XIT used to, and I believe still does, has this huge rodeo. Goes on for a while. Everybody goes. And when they do, the county that the reunion is held in sends out a screaming mutual aid call because it's a tiny West Texas county and doesn't have a lot of deputies.
Help.
Because XIT Ranch Rodeo and Reunion is huge, and it's a chance to get stupid. And it's rednecks cutting loose. No, not the story, Rap. Do you remember? When you were up there? Do you remember the XIT, the XIT rodeo? Most Panhandle folks have a story about the XIT. Anyway, so sheriff sent me up there to mutual aid to help out the locals, and I had a rook that had just been taught by the sheriff how to use a SAP. And much like me, he was less than impressed by SAPs. You've never been to Texas.
Different Raptor. He lives in Pennsylvania.
Huh. There's somebody on here, brain no thinking. who's from the Panhandle. So I was asking her. Anywho, so um, he goes and buys, instead of coffee up money, to Boston Saps or one of the good, or going to the saddle shop and getting a decent sap. He bought one at a gun show.
Oh God, Chinesium.
Yeah. And the thing, anyway, it was cheap saps, or just don't. It was a Buckheimer. It was the Buckheimer Convoy. I have a picture of it in the second post. Is the standard for saps. Buckheimer Leather introduced them, and it was the standard sap for blackjacks for years. Anyway, he bought one. He's very proud of it. We get to the XIT, and first night, beer starts flowing. People start getting stupid. Right?
Yeah.
Cowboys. So bull rider, and if you're from Texas, if you're from the West, bull rider.
Yeah.
Bull rider gets stupid, starts hitting on a barrel rider. Barrel rider, don't mess with the barrel riders. Is Dawn on here? Yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
don't
she is.
don't mess with the barrel riders. Barrel rider hauled off and dotted him one. And he was drunk enough that he took offense, and my rook got in between and told him that he needed to go somewhere and sleep it off. He tried to push past my rook to get the barrel rider. I think the barrel rider was probably trying to get at him. I forget. Anyway, rook hauls off, smacks him, like we taught him on the delt with that Buckheimer. Draws back to do it again, and the Chinese organ donor that had put it together, I'm sorry, the Chinese worker who put it together had used somewhat less than the recommended amount of hot glue to hold the knot on the base of the Buckheimer.
Probably no glue at all.
Probably. Well, it was on there until and then when he came back for the second, it went because he was nervous and sweaty, and the knot came off and slipped out of his hand. And it went sailing. It went sailing and hit the little post of the dance hall and drops into the impressive cleavage of a young lady. Yeah, I don't remember her face. I could find her though. Anyway, so my rook looks at his hand, looks up the barrel rider or the bull rider who's just been hit with a sap, and he says that I'm going to rip your head off and throw it at your dying ass. Rook says, fuck, forgets that he has a gun and pepper spray, locks in target lock on that sap. So he looks around, sees it sticking out of her cleavage, and she's looking down at it. He goes running across and as he's going for the sap, it slips. So he is in somebody's non-OM decolletage. She's looks down, looks up, sees a couple of sheets. He's like, the hell? And then her husband and deep in his in the tatas that he apparently paid a great deal of money for, and he bellows. Rook comes up with the sap, takes off out to meet the rider. I got to give him props for that. I smack the husband. He goes down because I know what I'm doing. And then I jump on the bull rider, help out the rook. Bull rider goes to jail. Right. So rook says, I think I hit somebody that didn't need to be hit with my sap. And I said, no, you did. So I go looking for her, see if she wants to file a complaint. I said, I don't remember her face. I remember the hat, and I remember vast tracts of land. She was there's more of those at the XIT than you would believe, but she was outstanding in her class. So I found her. I said, ma'am, I'm with Buck Shuffle County, and I believe my rookie might have accidentally hit you with his sap. Do you want to file charges or file a complaint? And she says, oh, honey, he didn't hit me. I said, I'm given to understand that he might have groped your person. And she said, well, I said, do you want to file a complaint on that? I'll take a complaint. She said, looked at me, she said, honey, that is not the weirdest thing that's been between the girls at the XIT. I said, yes, ma'am.
Turn and walk away.
And I left that one laying on the table.
One of your smarter moves.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, Richard. I got wound up, rolled around with somebody, hitting him. And I thought fighting like two cats in a bag was poetic. My chief deputy's report said that it looked like two lizards fucking on a hot rock, which was just rude.
Yeah. Yeah, two puppies fighting in the sacks. Normally the standard comment.
That's standard comment on other things. This was us going at it because I was fighting an idiot and we were on the ground doing this. And I thought two cats in a bag was poetic. Apparently it was two lizards fucking on a hot rock. Rude.
Yeah.
Very rude.
Yeah, well, our feed looks fine. So
ours looks good.
Yeah. I'm guessing that Frank finally woke up and he's trying to see what he can fuck up with today.
Poor Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that goes home to Cedar. Sanford just got here.
Yeah. So we're all in Hawaiian shirts today.
Yes.
Of various shades.
He's got a Star Wars Hawaiian shirt on. I approve.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm doing SAPs, and the one that'll go up tomorrow is going to be.
Come on, get in the picture. Yep. Looks good.
The one tomorrow will be, so I did SAPs. Why I know what I'm talking about was the very first one. The one that went up today was, honestly, what is a SAP? And tomorrow will be why a SAP. And then Saturday will probably be SAP alternatives. RK, that's who I was thinking of. RK, you remember the XIT rodeo and roundup? She probably does. She's from the Panhandle. She has XIT stories. Yep.
Frank's new liver has to have a Doge review. Yeah.
So don't. Oh, we had a 5-star comment on this place, and said loves the story, hates the experiment, will read everything this author writes. If that was you, Rick, I've got bad news. I grew up in Pasadena. I know the XIT.
I'm still sitting here going, that's not what SAP brings to my mind when I think of SAP.
SAP, blackjack,
Slapper.
I realize that, but the first thing comes to my mind when a SAP comes up is goofball, effectively.
Yeah. Oh,
well, you're more or less a Yankee. Everything up there is called a blackjack. Same thing.
Yeah. I like your description of a slingshot as a sap on a rope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've said it multiple places.
Yeah.
Because it's what it is. So anyway, that's going out, and I'm waiting. There are some old law enforcement types that I'm waiting to get their that are friends with me both on Facebook and on Substack, waiting to get their reviews of my reviews of SAPs.
My dad in the early 1920s, when he started with a pipeline, carried a SAP, a set of brass knuckles, and a handy-gun, which is a 410 pistol. Because he was running a crew of 300 men laying pipe. And it was 100-man sections. You had the diggers, you had the people that laid the pipe, and you had the fillers. It's an amazing amount of work that they could get done. And it was out in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere with hand tools.
Yeah, and all done with hand tools. So when they let loose, it was not pretty, to put it mildly.
When you got men, I are a man, I know how this works. When you got men that work hard with their hands and work long hours doing hard work in rough conditions with their hands, when they cut loose, they cut loose.
Well, and there's a fact that doing hard work, long hours, rough conditions makes you a little bit irritable.
You can, yes.
Excuse me.
It's like oil field hands, cowboys, folks that do rough hand work, long hours in rough conditions. When they turn loose, damn. No officer, I don't have a SAP. I have my motion sport rock and a rope. SAPs are legal in Texas, differs.
Yeah.
Moved to Texas. She is in Texas. What the hell? No, she's not.
No.
Moved to Texas.
Uh,
Soap on a rope. Soap on a rope works. Soap in a sock works. Lock in a sock works.
a lot of coins carried in a drawstring bag works.
Yeah, the thing about cautious, what y'all are describing, which is a loose weight in a sack. The thing about cautious is when the stitch fails or you wear a hole because you've been practicing, right?
Yeah.
You wear a hole in it. One of your swings, whatever's inside, will sail out and sprinkle majestically over the audience. And you're sitting there holding a limp tube and wondering where you went wrong with your life.
Well, we used to in Westpac carry a roll of dimes rolled up and tied in our neckerchief.
Mhm.
And that was the excuse was, well, that's in case I get drunk. I've always got $5 to get back to the base.
I love that excuse.
Yeah.
It's actually,
Legitimate.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
And if you had to get your way out of a bar or somewhere else, you just reached up, pulled your neckerchief off, and went down.
That's some of the best plausible deniability I've ever heard.
Might have
It's
used that once or twice.
$5 to get home. That's beautiful.
Well, in the 70s, $5 was enough to get a taxi home.
No
Pretty
kidding.
much anywhere in the world.
That's beautiful.
LMPI, you could eat, sleep, do other things, and drink for $5 on a weekend.
The other good plausible deniability is the roll of Deutschmarks in the pocket, because you have to make a phone call to your loving family back in the States, and it costs a whole lot.
Or I'm in Texas, I can carry it.
Yeah.
But in Germany, you could not.
Yeah. No, a lot of places you can't.
Okay. Funny thing is, they always talked about guns in America and bad.
Hmm.
But you could walk by any small store in Germany, and there would be a table with sides on it, about 4 foot square.
Yeah.
Full of switchblades.
Mm.
And I never bought any of them because they were really cheap,
Yeah.
nasty.
Switchblades, even the good ones don't impress me. Way too many points of failure.
The best ones are the Spanish ones.
Switchblades just don't impress me.
Yeah. Now, what impressed the hell out of me is the butterfly knife in the hands of a little Filipino lady.
Bugger that for lurk.
Ooh. No.
Bugger that for lurk.
They will cut you 3 ways to Sunday,
High, wide, and handsome.
high, wide, and deep.
Mm-hmm.
There is occasionally a scene in a movie where somebody will take a butterfly knife that knows what they're doing and play with it.
Yep.
And it always makes me, okay, they may not know how to use it because that's a scene in a movie.
Yeah.
But I do know most people who do that do it because they spend so much time playing with it, because they've always got one, because they use them.
Yeah.
That's a threat display that immediately shoots somebody up to number one on my hit parade. You looking at me, you pop out a butterfly and start to work it. I'm either unassing the AO or you're taking multiple rounds, because damn.
Well, I have seen little girls in Filipino bars use a display of a butterfly knife to get rid of some damn big sailors
Oh yeah.
and Marines who were all of a sudden going, "Oh no, 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 I'm walking away."
Yep, that's a threat display that
Yeah.
shoots you right up the list.
Yep.
And that's another post I'm gonna have to do later on is the simple fact that humans, being social animals, engage in a lot more threat display than we think we do.
Yeah, Kermit, that. Yeah, they can do the threat display, or they can just cut you high, wide, and deep, and put it back up, and you are going, "What the fuck
What
is
the
that?"
hell just happened here?
Or they can. This wasn't in the Philippines, but it was a little Filipino girl. I am in a really rough bar.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about place where they talk a little rude. I'm talking about the guys are just a little dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a motorcycle bar.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, these guys are fine. I go in here all the time. I play the pinball machine. I have a beer. And I talk to the barmaids. And I leave. I'm in there. I'm playing pinball machine. I have my beer sitting on the corner. And one of their rival organizations walks through the door.
Yay.
And they start scattering out and lighting up one per one on everybody in the bar.
Oh joy!
Here we go.
And I'm sitting there and I'm oblivious. I'm playing pinball.
Yeah.
This little girl, barmaid, steps over behind me, and I hear that clicking sound. I immediately forget all about the pinball machine.
So much for that quarter.
Yeah.
And I turn around, and here she is looking at them and going, flip, 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 flip.
Yeah.
Flipping with intent.
About this far behind me. Well, now once I turned around,
Yeah.
it's in front. And shaking your head at them. And the next thing I
No
know,
touchy.
Yeah.
they're all filing back out the door. And you know what? You come in here, you're nice, you're polite to everybody, you tip, you're a good
That's
guy.
the important part.
Yeah.
You're a good guy. I will not let them bother you. You are in here to be a nice guy. You stay nice guy.
Yeah.
Or else.
Well, the girls at Chewy's, yeah, they do have their switchblades in their back
No
pocket.
kidding.
Hispanics tend to go more switchblade than, and I think that goes worldwide pretty much.
I think so.
Well, except for the Philippines and people who've been there, everybody tends to go switchblades more than butterfly knives because they're not. It's not what they're locally exposed to as kids.
Yeah. Well, it's just like if you get up in Nepal or Central India, it's kukris.
Mhm. Okay.
It's not high, wide, handsome. It's, oh, they're one a body part.
And I have to say that if
When they
someone-
start smiling, yes.
So
and
much for that
I
body
have to
part.
say if I see someone who's wearing a kukri and it looks like they're used to you wearing it, I just assume that's a bit higher threat level than the butterfly knife.
Oh, yeah. Butterfly knife will cut you bad. A kukri removes body parts.
Yeah. Yeah, just ask the yeah, some people prefer guns, yes. When you can carry them, it's very good. But
That's why I live in the States,
Yeah.
particularly in Texas, because, yes, most of you who met me probably didn't realize I had a gun on.
There was an old Taekwondo master, and someone asked him, "Well, is you know, how do the different martial arts things go? I mean, which martial art do you need to protect yourself anywhere in the world?" And he says,
Sprint foo.
"In Korea,
Yeah.
Taekwondo very good. In Japan, karate very good.
mhm.
In America, they have guns. Taekwondo no good."
Well, the ultimate story, I think, for the kukri, though, was the retired, just retired Gurkha who was going home after his retirement because he could no longer serve.
Yep.
And took on multiple bad guys on a train, and apparently was smiling the whole time.
Apparently they were robbing the train, and he was okay with that until they started groping a young lady.
Yeah.
And then he went full Ginsu theater.
Yeah.
And the Gurkhas reactivated so they could give him a promotion and a medal.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the interesting part.
Anyone who has met Ian and not assumed he was armed, then they're too dumb to mess with.
When I walk into any bar in Texas, or any restaurant in Texas, or any store in Texas, I assume that I'm the least heavily armed person. When I go out to lunch with these guys, I let them have the seats with their backs to the wall, because I figure they have a lot more situational awareness than I do. And I'm safer with my back to the door than I am covering my own butt, because these guys are crazy. These are experienced gentlemen.
Yeah. Perversions of experience, yes. Karambit. Do you really need all those fingers?
Karambit's not a good idea.
No.
There was a young lady on YouTube, an influencer, that I gotta give her credit for this. She posted the video of when she got a brand new karambit and was spinning it and lacerated her forearm. Bad.
Yeah.
It was a nice sharp karambit, and she.
Brennan, I think you're right.
What?
Vishnu Shirsha.
The Gurk.
Yeah.
No, she was spinning it, and she. There was a if I remember correctly, when she did it on video, you can see somebody putting a tourniquet on there because she did herself good with that karambit. But karambits fall in the same in the fourth part of this SAPS. Karambits fall into the same category for me as brass knuckles. I don't like metal rings around my distal phalanges. If you're in a fight, and if you're wearing brass knuckles or karambit, you're in touching distance to the other guy. And I may have pointed out I think it was today's, that when you're in touching distance, your brass knuckles are y'all's brass knuckles.
Yep.
Your karambit is y'all's karambit. And when they're trying to take, I went to a gun disarm class one time, and the first thing I noticed was they'd cut all the trigger guards out of the blue guns.
Yeah.
And I asked why, because I had a holster locked on the trigger guard at the time. And I asked,
broken fingers.
Too many broken fingers.
Yeah.
When you're in a fight and they want to take that brass knuckle or anything that's got a metal ring around your fingers and they're trying to take it away from you, odds are they're going to break your finger to do so.
It's one of the quickest ways to take a gun away from somebody with the right hand is you grab it and twist it to the right.
Bye, fingers.
Yeah. And you're going to get at least one broken finger.
Yeah. Or if not ripped off.
Yeah.
I don't like karambits. I don't like brass knuckles. My sheriff Jimmy used to carry some brass knuckles as backup. He's the one that had the Gonzalez sap, the war crime stick. Gonzalez saps, holy crap, people. Those of you who don't know, there was a Army veteran that joined the LA County Sheriff's Office named, I forget what his first name, he was named Gonzalez. And in 1957, they issued him a sap, and he was not impressed with the amount of force he could bear with whatever sap they issued him in 1957. So, Deputy Gonzalez was also a leather worker. And so he designed the Gonzalez sap. And the Gonzalez sap starts at a 14-ounce weight.
Yep.
I've seen as heavy as 22 ounces.
And it's round. It's not flat.
The one Jimmy had, the original Gonzalez was square cross section, but the later ones were round. And when somebody tools up and swings at you with 22 ounces of leather and lead, peace, goodwill towards men, and harmony throughout the world breaks out with a quickness.
I think one of the reasons that and this also applies in holsters, believe it or not, you cannot get an upside down holster for 38 special anymore. The spring loaded holster,
Okay.
because they can't duplicate that spring.
This is not a surprise.
And a lot of the early SAPs were spring SAPs.
They still are. Spring or cable.
Yeah, but I mean, 90% of them were springs.
Coil spring.
They can't make those springs anymore.
Coil springs?
Yeah, because they break.
Oh.
The metallurgy has changed enough that known technology from the 30s and 40s can no longer be duplicated.
You can get every sap, every decent sap out there that's not put together by a Chinese organ donor will have a metal spring, a coil spring, or a cable. The old ones used to have a chain, but that shank, that spring, flat spring, coil spring, cable, is there to add the whippy that multiplies the force when you're swinging it. And when you're swinging a sap, when you're going for a line drive, don't stop. Swing through, because if you stop and it's got a spring, it will bounce back, and you will not be a happy man.
Yeah.
Or happy lady, either way. Yeah, I forget where I was going with that.
Now, Sir Brass, they can't duplicate it because I've got a Colt Agent that I was going to have a holster built for with a spring in it, and I talked to 4 different manufacturers, including two custom gun makers, and they told me, they said, we can't do it. We can't get the springs. Nobody is duplicating that spring.
Don said, always swing through everything. Well, with a sap, if you're not doing the full power, it's time to meet Jesus. You can take a sap, and I've done this, and just if you pop over your wrist fast enough, you bend the spring. So you pop it over, spring bends, and then it accelerates into the elbow, or about right there on the elbow. If you pop that sap in there.
What in your opinion is the stupidest hand-to-hand little weapon like that to for someone to carry? Blunt force type.
Blunt force. Stupidest is okay. Stupid in use or stupid. That's a broad subject. The little kitty cat ears are dumb. The kitty cat ear key rings are dumb. Kubotans are dumb, but not Kubotan training. If you've got a Kubotan on your key ring, put away the Paladin Press books. But get Kubotan training so that you can use a pin. Kubotan is just a little cylinder, and you can apply that to a flashlight. The principles of Kubotan training can be applied to a flashlight, a section of broom handle, a magic marker, big keys. It can be applied to anything. Just for a long time, I carried a ASP key defender. I don't like ASP batons. I love their key defender. And the great thing about key defender, it was a 2-shot pepper spray in a Kubotan. And I took the key ring off of it and put a I forget which. There was a clip, so it looked like a pin. And I could spray somebody if they got stupid. I had cranked that Kubotan in there a couple of times. But the kitty cat key rings pissed me off.
Yeah. What I always thought was stupid is the nunchucks.
And nunchucks are dumb too.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be wonderful in the hands of Bruce Lee. Short of that, you're more likely to hit your friends, companions, or protectees.
Or yourself.
That's that's the universe punishing you for being stupid.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, Ian, we would never use jail keys in that fashion. Folgers Adams? Folgers Adams. We do love our Folgers Adams.
That does bring up a side note.
Side notes go all over the place.
The number of people that have screwed up their ignitions on their vehicles with a wad of keys
Oh, no kidding.
yeah.
because they've never understood that the ignition was designed to hold one key and one key only.
I've actually seen a key break off
Oh, yeah.
in a 77 Ford. They made the keys to 77 Ford out of, I think, out of aluminum, some
Yeah.
soft alloy. And there was a guy running leases. The guy running he runs around checking oil leases. And he had a key for every lock on every lease he had to go to. He had a key.
10 pounds.
Yeah, he had at least 10 pounds. He had a wad of keys like that. And he was going down a dirt road and bounced and heard the key. You know when keys hit.
Yeah.
Well, you know when keys hit the plywood that's replaced the floorboards in your 1977 Ford Ranger. Anyway, he looked down and the key was stuck in the ignition. And the head had broken off, was laying in the floorboard. And my dad said, I can get that key out. He said, why? Now all I have to do is turn the,
Yeah.
I have to just turn the.
What's stupider than a bunch of keys, though? And this used to be a big thing. I don't know whether it still is, but there would be women who would have a house key and 472 key rings hanging off of it of different types of decorative work.
Oh, yeah. That's the other one. Yeah.
One of the things that irritates the snot about modern cars. That's
Yeah.
all the keys I carry on this key ring. It's got my car key, and I hate the fact that this thing's half the size of a deck of playing cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing annoys the crap. Really does. I'll stop doing this. Just give me keys. Just
You're
give
not
me a
gonna-
key.
You're not going to get a key back.
I know, but still piss me off.
Well, the thing about it is, you may want them to stop doing that and give you keys, but all women who carry purses anyhow are perfectly happy with never having to dig in the bottom of their purse to find their keys.
Yeah. They just grab the whole mess and pull them out.
This goes in my front jeans pocket. Do you know how many times I've damn near cracked an egg sitting down with this thing not
Yeah.
properly adjusted in my pocket?
Yeah.
Not a good time.
I agree with you. I'm just saying that women who drop that little fob down in their purse because they don't actually have to have it in their hands to open the door or turn the car on, love them.
Oh, yeah. Well, they love them and they lose them on a regular basis.
Well, yeah, but that's true
And
with
then
any
the dealer
kind of-
goes, hey, pay me $300.
No kidding. This, the key part is a little wiggly because this was the car I just bought was a rental. So people abused the friggin' key. I can see the damn thing wiggling. So I asked one, I want to give one to Rita because my lady should have a key to my car, the vehicle I'm driving, which with the GMC was no problem.
Yeah.
Dealer said, no, she doesn't. And I said, and I quote, how the do you know what my lady wants? He said she does not want to cough up the $349 to get another one.
Mercedes is $1,300 for one. $1,300 for that. And oh, by the way, you have to prove it's your Mercedes.
I used to have a Volkswagen Beetle, and I needed a new key because the old key was, I was sort of using my fingers at the end of it because it was
Yeah.
all broke. And I thought, I'll go get new keys made.
Yeah.
Now you get the new key made for about $2.
Yep.
Having the dealership call Germany to reprogram it.
Yeah.
And they have to call, or at least that's what they told me, because it won't work
Yeah.
unless it's reprogrammed.
I love the simplicity of my my 2002 GMC pickup.
Yeah.
Had a fob, little bitty fob that had the distance unlock, which If you're a security guy, distance unlocked is a lovely thing. Then I had a key, and it fit in my pocket. I never ever crushed a grape accidentally sitting down.
Yeah, no lock on the trunk. Yeah. That's the other good one. Because you used to have ignition key and a door/trunk key.
Yes.
And that was all you needed.
The 2002, the ignition key also opened the door.
Yeah.
I never used it because I had the remote unlock, so I could stand back, unlock it, see if somebody jumped.
But there again, now it was everything was common keyed.
Mhm.
And there weren't that many master keys.
No.
And there's so much that we have done to improve the world
Improve.
that I really, really hate.
Yeah.
Now it's not as bad now as it used to be, but I used to hate electric windows because they broke so readily. I mean,
They've gotten better.
they've gotten better.
Yeah, Jay. 91 S10 still runs off a quality flathead. Yep.
There's a guy on Facebook the other day posting that he wanted to get, he was upset with Carver. They had taken away the gear shift, and he took him 10 minutes to find the button that was not didn't say drive or whatever. It had 4 different levels on it that you had to push to the different settings.
I'm an old fart. Give me a key.
I don't need to know it's 67 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I need to know that the spot hour is raised up about to 45 degrees from the left, because it's the same speed.
Yeah.
But with the needle up there in the right spot, that's a glance out of the corner of your eye.
Yeah.
It's not okay. Reads. That's 2 numbers. I have to read them.
Yeah.
To see what speed I'm going.
Well, I don't think they teach kids today to do a scan.
No, they don't. They don't teach kids to drive today.
Yeah.
They don't.
Oh, we've had that discussion.
They don't.
Well, it's like digital watches and clocks. I know what time it is most of the time without ever looking at my watch consciously, because I've got an analog watch face. I know it's about 1:45.
Yeah.
I hated the digital watches when they came out because you have to actually sit and think about what there's the numbers on them.
The
Roll it
digital
up,
watches suck
automatically
for orienteering and land nav too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and old farts like me can't wear them necessarily because I have such high static in my body. I will kill a electric watch in about 3 days.
I never had that problem, but
Yeah.
why improve things that is no improvement is what.
Yeah.
I need to speak. Somebody up there was talking about lock picks. I need to see if Uncensored Tactical is doing another tactical lock picking for non-tactical people. I need to send Rita to that.
RK says, I have an analog brain. Yes,
No kidding.
we all do.
No, you're female. You have digital brain. Males have analog.
But
And I'll argue that point.
Tactical lock picking for non-tactical people, isn't that where you use a shotgun?
Oh no. No. It's raking. It's raking and shimming.
Yeah.
Rather than single pin picking. Rita was saying something about how she really can't, it's difficult to see things from my point of view. Well, it's time to start teaching her some of the things I had to learn. We'll start with lock picking.
Yeah, lockpicking lawyer. Yeah. That one is kind of an interesting channel to watch.
And McNally official. Holy
Yeah.
crap. Lock-picking lawyer and McNally. I forget what McNally's first name is. McNally makes beautiful lock picks. I'm going to buy he makes custom lock picks, and I'm going to get a McTickler for Rita one of these days. Anyway, I don't see how Master Lock is still in business.
Yeah.
Those two wreck Master Locks on the regular.
Yeah, Kermit, I know there are good units out there. It's just the fact I cannot wear an electric watch. I never have been able to. The one I was issued when I went through AOCS lasted about 3 days.
Now, on the other hand, my mother can wear an electric watch. She was never able to wear an analog watch. She would magnetize them.
Oh,
Something about her body chemistry effectively magnetized her watch, and it stopped.
Yeah.
what's the argument? Women's brain, every neuron is connected to every other neuron in a woman's brain. It is. It's the way I love y'all, but the way y'all's brains work, every neuron is connected to every other neuron. It's a great, huge memory web in there. Guys, it's a single lane. It's a train track from one neuron to the next. Makes thinking a lot easier.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you ask a guy a question, he may lie to you, but it's not a code. It's not he lies in order to make you think something else is.
Yeah.
He tells you, yes, my shirt is red. It's not a code for my shirt is red, so I'm feeling like being romantic today.
We don't feel it's.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ladies. I hate to break the news.
And we
to
only
you.
have 3 colors.
Maybe 8. The standard kindergarten issue 8-pack of crayons is what guys can see. The 64-pack you get in high school, that's ladies. Men are wired serial, women are wired parallel. It's
And graduate to the 128 pack, we're really screwed.
It's like white. I know what white is. The difference between white and eggshell and taupe and
ecru.
ecru and oh my God! I mean,
Rita asked me to get a white sheet one time. I came in with a white sheet. She says, "No, baby, that's ecru." The fuck is ecru?
It's white. Yeah.
now I can understand. I actually can see cream, which is white with a little yellow in it.
Still white.
I like Robert's. My shirt's red because it was the only clean one. Yep. Been there, done that.
Why are you wearing a red shirt? Because everything else was dirty?
That's how I learned to wear Hawaiians.
I learned to wear Hawaiians because it breaks up the regular outlines under the shirt.
Yeah, that it does.
Where I lived, you did not do that at that time.
Yeah. Well, I spent enough time stationed in Hawaii and in and out of Hawaii that I got good deals on real Hawaiian shirts. So
I didn't care about real Hawaiian shirts. I was just in a place where being found with certain items on your belt would get you the high jump.
Oh yeah.
The Hawaii, and plus a Hawaiian shirt, if you wear a dark colored or light colored generic male t-shirt under it, if things go all rodeo, you get away from the area, you take off the Hawaiian shirt, the brightest shirt you can find, you dump it in a bin, and you walk down the street in your black or brown or gray t-shirt, and the people are focused on the guy in the obscene gecko pink and purple Hawaiian shirt, walk right past you.
Yeah.
Done it.
Rain Spooner. Yeah. He was one of the Hawaiian designers when we would get out there. And the nice thing was, if you tried to buy one of those shirts out in town, it's $150. In exchange, they were $25. Nothing wrong with that.
No, if things go
You
bang,
and your pink overshirt.
if things go bang in the creative sense, people zero in on colors. They zero in on height and colors.
Yeah.
So if you change the color of the biggest article of clothing you wear and you drop your height by 4 inches or raise it by 4 inches, the average person, the average cop can't find you.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian.
And that was a lesson learned the hard way out in Virginia.
Well, you know what?
I like Brian's system. Monday wears a green shirt, Tuesday black, gray, Wednesday khaki, Thursday gray, Friday khaki. Yeah. That works. That way everybody around you knows what day of the week it is too.
One of the things that annoys me about Hawaiian shirts is when I first started wearing Hawaiian shirts, you could go into any thrift store and buy half a dozen brand new Hawaiian shirts for $2 a piece.
Yeah.
Now everybody's wearing Hawaiian shirts. You cannot find them cheap.
Yeah. Well, plus now, since everybody went away from the shoot me vest,
Mhm.
now if you wear a Hawaiian shirt in certain locations and certain groups, you're automatically considered a bad guy because you're carrying a weapon.
10 years ago, some poor rocket scientist got destroyed over his Hawaiian shirt. That's because he cared.
Yeah.
Why he cared about people that meant nothing to him blows my mind.
Well, they were going to fire him was what it was because
They cared.
they cared.
Yeah, they cared because it had females
Hmm?
on the shirt.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely
Space
shirt.
babes.
I have
Yeah.
one.
Space babes.
Yeah.
Made for him by a female friend of his.
Yeah.
But he gave a damn. Y'all need to stop worrying about the opinions of people who aren't feeding you or sleeping in your bed.
Yeah.
Or paying you. If they're not paying you, feeding you, or sleeping with you, why do you care?
Well, in his particular case, they were paying him.
Well, yeah, but the vast majority that were losing their poo weren't.
Yeah, they were the Joe Randos off the friggin' street. You know, the
So-
paid protesters. I'm
There's a
waiting for
reason.
somebody to go after the ones up in DC. Shit, we wasted another hour of your time, folks.
Holy crap, we have.
Yeah. Yeah, Brennan, that's a good point. I'm going to guarantee you never got recognized in your uniform when you were in the Middle East, did you? And on that note, folks,
The hat took when took off the hat, he lost over 4 inches.
well, that and the duster. Remember, don't pet the sweaty stuff, don't sweat the petty stuff. And most of it is pretty fucking petty, to be perfectly honest. And I'm hungry, so we're going to go eat. Y'all take care. Have a good weekend. Be safe.
Be safe, guys.
Bye bye.